There's a million different reasons why your CRM isn't being effective. It could be because you don't have the right automation set up. You're actually not tracking your leads. Your pipelines aren't working. Your client automations aren't working, and so on and so forth. In this video, I'm going to show you the first 5 things I set up on every single CRM that I set up, exactly what I set up, how I set it up, and how you can do this yourself too. If you have any questions, feel free to send it in the comments. Love to work with you guys and help you guys set it up for yourself. So the first automation that I set up for every single one of my clients is called a lead capture and speed of lead automation. So the first one is making sure that whenever a lead comes into your website, comes into your cold email, comes into your email, it always gets logged into your CRM. And a lot of people are doing this manually, but this needs to be done automatically. And they also need to be tagged inside your CRM as depending on the lead source, depending on how you guys are doing it. I like to tag it in 2 different ways. So the first way is the funnel that it goes into. I always like to tag it. So if it's a specific product for the funnel, I always like to tag them with that. And then I like to tag them a new lead. And then when they're a new lead, I always like to make sure that we're getting it directly to the sales team. So basically pulling our leads from where they're at to your CRM and then assigning it to a rep. So making sure that someone's required to reach out to them. A lot of times this is missed because it's in your CRM, so someone's going to reach out to them. No, you need to make sure you're actually assigning someone to reach out to them. So, and then also as soon as they get into your CRM, make sure you're sending it an instant SMS or an email. And that looks something like, hey, thanks so much for submitting a form. We're going to reach out to you very quickly. Here is a little bit about our service and sending a link to a web page. What this does is it conditions them for when you reach out to them. So now they know exactly who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And the email link that you send them can look at anything from a quick landing page showing exactly like a video of what you guys do, especially if you're a home service or some sort of SaaS, explaining what you do, how you do it. If you're an agency, explaining what you can help them out with. And then once they're in your CRM, make sure you're tracking how long it takes for someone to reach out to them. If you don't know this, it could be the #1 metric that could change your business forever. If you're able to get in touch with your leads within the first 5 minutes, your lead generation is going to skyrocket. So this is the first automation that I always set up for every single one of my clients. Definitely one of the most critical ones out there. A little bonus step to this is having different pipelines for your different types of products to make sure that they're going in and out in the right direction and being able to track which of your products are not closing. So specifically, if you are, let's say, for instance, selling with different reps in different states, making sure each of them has a pipeline so you're able to track which pipeline is closing, which ones are not. The second one is a pipeline hygiene and governance. So a lot of times what happens is I've seen people in their CRMs, deals are just become zombie deals, right? At the end of the day, they're just there, not existing. No one knows if we need to follow up with them. No one knows what's going on with this deal. It's just in the new lead bucket. And the new lead bucket is what? Nothing. No one knows what's going on here. So making sure that things change state based on where it's at. So if you have a meeting, where's this lead going now? Should it go into long-term nurture? Should it go into follow-up? The next thing is making sure that the exit entry is met. So it shouldn't be able to go from one stage to another without a certain box being filled in. So if that's more information about who they are, what they're doing, maybe even the video of the meeting. If they don't have a video, being able to not move them forward in the next thing. And then also having required fields and then blocking stage change based on those requiring fields. And then if there's an aging status rule. So for instance, if something is in, let's just say your new lead pipeline for over a week, make sure that there's an alert or an email sent out to the team. Hey, this lead has been in there for over a week. Someone needs to reach out to them immediately. And then if no one reaches out to them and they don't move, whatever, flagging the deal as stale and then eventually canning it. Because if a deal is stale and no one's touched it, there's been no activity, then it's basically pointless in your CRM and it's lying to you. The next thing is client onboarding automation. So what I've seen is a lot of people are really good about getting people into the CRM, but they're not good about getting people to that closed mark. And then once they're in that closed mark, where they're going from there. So what I like to set up is an automation as soon as someone signs a contract, making sure that they go and create a auto-created client and project in your project management tool or wherever you put them. Maybe it's in a current client tagging, wherever it is in your CRM, to make sure you're able to track these people and to make sure that it makes the most sense for them. So I always like to do some sort of auto tagging as far as, hey, this is a client, auto create the tasks and folders. So specifically, like if you're a service agency, what do you need to do? What are the next 4 or 5 steps? What are the next AI steps to make sure that you're starting the service off on the right foot, and then sending the kickoff invites? So specifically, do you need access to things? When's your kickoff meeting? What's the dates for the information you need to do? Anything that needs to be done once someone pays you to go to the next step, and then send the intake form. So a lot of people don't use an intake form. I love an intake form. So as soon as someone signs a contract, you send them an intake form. And this is asking every single question under the sun that you need them to answer. Yes, you can go over this on the kickoff meeting, making sure that they answer this. But a lot of times I like to say, hey, fill out this form. As soon as you fill out this form, you're going to be given the kickoff meeting checklist. Please fill out this form, schedule a kickoff meeting, and then we can jump on. And then what you can do is you can take that information that they gave you, put it into Claude or whatever your LLM of choice is, and create a better system for the kickoff meeting, so you know exactly what you need to do from there. And you can actually even start delivering at the kickoff meeting. And then if the form's not complete, sending a follow-up sequence, asking them, hey, is this done? When is this going to be done? And all that good stuff. And then mapping fields in the CRM, and then sending some sort of Slack notification to your team. Hey, congratulations, we just got a new deal. And then make sure that you send a notification when onboarding is complete. The fourth one is Client Communication Hub. So if you don't have a Client Communication Hub, what are you doing? You need to be able to bring in emails, text messages, if possible, all the information, even videos that your team is sending to clients to make sure that you're closing appropriately and also get data. Your CRM is all about data. This is a group of data, and if you're not capturing it, what are you guys doing? So making sure you're capturing emails, calls, tickets that your clients are sending. Make sure it goes to the central client timeline. So specifically, if it's about a deal, make sure it goes to a deal. If it's a contact, make sure it goes to the contact. Making sure that the events are being logged and responded in a certain amount of hours. And then if they're responding, make sure that you're tracking. If no, escalate the rules. So specifically, if someone hasn't reached out to this client, sending it to another rep, CCing that person saying, hey, so-and-so hasn't got back to them. Can you reply to this person? And then once the time has passed, every single week, automate status updates. So, hey, is this client missing something? All that good stuff. Making sure that these clients are staying informed, making sure that all their questions are being answered. The fifth one is, and probably the most important, is dashboards. A lot of people don't like to build dashboards. They're clunky. They feel like they can't even see anything. But dashboards are probably one of the most high value things that you can build inside your CRM. Why is this? It's because it gives you a quick glance about where stuff is, also automatic reporting. So you might be able to just print this dashboard out to give to your weekly managers meeting to say, hey, this is where we're at. This is where the KPIs are at. Making sure your CRM data is clean, making sure your populated lead source. And the best part about this is making sure that your KPIs and your thresholds are being met. Because if you're not being met, you're not high enough in your metrics. What do we need to do to change that? Do we change something? And then we're looking to see a change and all that stuff. So making sure that you have the revenue dashboard set up. Also, obviously, for your finance team, making sure that they're able to see the finances as far as forecasting and stuff like that inside your business. But overall, these are the 5 best number 1 revenue creating opportunities inside your CRM, and these is how to get the most out of your CRM. If you don't have these systems set up, it's not a nightmare. Just start building one by one, and slowly you will have over time a system of automations built out to make sure that your CRM is working for you and not you for it. If you want these built out for you, go ahead and message me below. I'll love to jump on a quick call and explain how we can build these out for you in less than 2 weeks. Thank you very much.